Hello students, again welcome to science class. In last video we discussed about interrelationship between biotic and abiotic components. Now in this video we will discuss about mineral cycle. There is a relationship between biotic and abiotic components. Okay. So abiotic substances always supply nutrients to producers and producers prepare food for consumers, and both consumers and producers after their death decomposed by decomposers and then again broken down into simpler substances which gets returned to soil, air and water. Right? Let's see this diagrammatically. You can see this diagram in your book also. So starting from the biotic components, soil, air, water, temperature, they all are abiotic components which are non-living, right? Non-living or abiotic components, they supply nutrients to green plants or producers, as green plants take in food from air, water, right? Air, water and sunlight. Okay, and again green plants are consumed by animals or producers act as a food for consumers. See here, soil gives nutrition to plants and plants in turn eaten up by herbivores or animals, or also known as primary consumers. Okay, so when both plants and animals died, when they get died, dead plants and animals, they are broken down into simpler substances with the help of decomposers, or decomposers act on their dead bodies and changes them into simpler forms. Okay, and one more point here written, animal droppings. Animal dropping means waste material, or cow dung, etc. You can understand waste material created by animals or waste of animals. Animals also give out some waste, right? So that waste again is consumed by decomposers, or decomposers act on that waste also and changes into simpler forms. These simpler forms then mixes with the soil known as minerals. Okay, and again these minerals goes into soil because decomposers or microbes lives in soil mostly, and they give this whole nutrition back to the soil again where we have started the process. Okay, let me explain you once again. Soil gives nutrition to producers. Producers are eaten by animals or also known as consumers. Then after death, both animals and plants become dead plants and animals, and they are eaten up by decomposers or decomposed by decomposers. Also animal waste is decomposed by decomposers and get changed into simpler substances. These simpler substances are known as mineral and get mixed in soil again. So we have come where we started, soil. We started from soil, and after coming through whole process we again came back to soil. So isn't it kind of a cycle here? So we call this kind of cycle is known as mineral cycle. So we can see here definition: cycling of materials through biotic and abiotic components is called mineral cycle. Means minerals are going from soil to plants, and from plants to animals, from plants and animals both to decomposers, and from decomposers coming back to soil. So it's a kind of cycle. Whole cycle is repeated again and again continuously. So this cycle of minerals is known as mineral cycle. It is very important from examination viewpoint. Now we will study about balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide. So this balance is maintained by two processes. One is respiration and other is photosynthesis. what will happen during respiration? Let's see, let's take idea from here. Both plants and animals take oxygen and give out carbon dioxide back to atmosphere. This carbon dioxide added to atmosphere again, and this is taken up by plants, and plants again give out oxygen. So this process is known as photosynthesis. These two processes are very helpful in maintaining balance between these two gases, carbon dioxide and oxygen. Let's see it diagrammatically. You can take screenshot of this diagram. It will be helpful to for you to learn it very clearly. Okay, during respiration, what will happen? First, we will start from here. Plants in the night time and animals both day and night time. Okay, plants in night time only and animals, they take in oxygen from atmosphere. Okay, the question may arise in your mind that ma'am, why plants only take carbon dioxide, how it can take oxygen? So the answer to your question is, plants take in oxygen during night time for respiration. Okay, as plants also need oxygen for respiration, as plants also require to break down its food, and again needs energy, right? So that you will study in your higher classes, but for the time you need to understand that plants take in oxygen in night time along with animals. Okay, they take in oxygen, and secondly, plants and animals, after taking oxygen, they convert it into carbon dioxide, which is released into the atmosphere. They give out carbon dioxide in atmosphere. Okay, even burning of wood, coal and petrol in vehicles and in different processes, they also adds carbon dioxide in air. See, when you burn charcoal or wood or coal or any other thing, smoke comes out from that burning thing. That smoke contains carbon dioxide in it. Okay, so in turn, along with the plants and animals, burning of wood, coal and petrol both gives carbon dioxide in atmosphere. So with this, carbon dioxide gets collected in air in large amount. Yes or no? As plants and animals are also giving carbon dioxide, and along with them, burning of these things also gives carbon dioxide. So amount of carbon dioxide increases in the atmosphere ultimately. Now coming to daytime. In daytime, now plants take in carbon dioxide, okay, and they give out oxygen by photosynthesis. Okay, right? Understand? So plants during daytime perform photosynthesis. I am writing here short form photosynthesis. You can write it in your rough notebook. Plants perform during daytime photosynthesis. But what is going on here? Here respiration is going on, as respiration requires oxygen and photosynthesis require carbon dioxide. These two are the very, very main points to understand this whole paragraph, which is written on 11 number page of your book. Okay, so respiration is performed by plants in night time, which gives out carbon dioxide, and animals also give out carbon dioxide as usually, and plants during daytime perform photosynthesis, which gives out oxygen. So this is how balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen is maintained in atmosphere. As the amount of carbon dioxide released in atmosphere is taken up by plants, and released oxygen by using photosynthesis process, and oxygen is used up again by plants, animals and humans. They give out carbon dioxide again in atmosphere. So this is how balance is maintained by plants and animals through respiration and photosynthesis. You can see the diagrammatic view of your book also. Carbon dioxide is released with the help of respiration process, and again carbon dioxide is utilized in is used in photosynthesis process, and photosynthesis in turn release oxygen, which is again used up in respiration, and respiration again use oxygen to give out carbon dioxide process. So combustion or burning, when in your fifth class, burning requires oxygen. This activity you have also done or you have read in chapter air, that whenever you have to need to burn something, you need oxygen for that. Okay, so burning requires oxygen, and again burning gives out carbon dioxide. So this whole process is very important. Okay, this includes whole explanation which I explained my previous slide. Okay, so this is how living and non-living components keep on interacting with one another, and this makes our environment a very dynamic system, or dynamic means changing system.